All right. So open a tab in your browser if you don't have it yet.
My teacher's not talking.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to have you go to drive.google.com. My little one said her teacher is not working. So either her screen froze or she couldn't hear her. Okay, go eat something else, honey. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. So go to drive.google.com. You have to memorize that. Every time that your teacher sends you something in Schoology, they automatically go to your drive. And you may not remember all the math things I'm teaching you, but being organized is a skill. It's a life skill, and you guys are living in a technology savvy world. And when you work 3 years from now, 4 years from now, you may be working in an office. Okay, so now in your drive, do you see my screen? Okay, I want you to click on new. Click on new. I should have the chat open, so I'm sorry, Angelina, for my kiddo. I mean, she's 4 years old and sometimes nobody can help her. Okay, so eyes on the screen, please. Click on new and then folder. All right. So what we're trying to do is I want all your algebra stuff to be in one folder. And then maybe later on, take note, Friday we don't have school, Monday we don't have school. So if you don't have any homework, start getting organized in your drive. So I want you to put algebra 1, A, okay, fall 2020. Fall 2020. All right. And if you want, you can also put your period however you want it. Okay? With or without period is fine. All right. And then click create. Click create. There you go. So we know that that folder is somewhere there. Now, I'm going to ask you to right click, uh-huh, and then you click on rename. You click on rename. Now we want that folder to be at the very top of your pile. So I want you to put 0. So it will be at the very, very first part of your list because we'll be doing some saving and importing slides today. All right, and feel free to write something in the chat if you got lost. And remember, I'm also screencasting, so if you get lost, you can follow again in the video later on. Okay, so it should be the very first in your pile right now. All right. Next, I would love to see done or okay or got it in the chat, just so I would know that some of you, if not all, were able to follow. Thank you, Amira, Shalia, Samantha, Javier. Okay, good. Thank you. Next, in your drive again, right here, right? There's a search bar. You look for your digital notebook. Digital notebook. And it should somehow show your name if you saved it before. Let me know if it doesn't show up. If it doesn't show up, you can also search all about me. All about me. And your name will also show up because I made you download that from before. Okay, so whichever works, either all about me or digital notebook. Okay, and click on that. All right, let's see if I have Cesar here. So, yep, I have Cesar Morales is here. It doesn't show me. How do I get to the main Google Drive page? Oh, honey, you go to drive.google.com like this. Okay, remember, if you get lost, just watch, stop what you're doing, don't panic. Okay, we could do this, sometime again later on, and you can also watch the screencast. So if you can't find it, go ahead and type your name.
I'm eating Oreo.
You're eating Oreos, cool. Okay, so go ahead and type your name. Maybe the fastest way to do it is type your name. See, if I have, if I type George's name, or this is another George from another class. So let me try. If you were able to access it before, it should show me your file. Okay, so maybe George hasn't done it previously. I'm gonna go to Jaden Ayala, and nope, it doesn't show for Jaden. Also, I can understand that because you probably didn't download it before. That's cool. That's okay. Um, So if you have it, can you say like got it, I saw it, found, or anything just to kind of let me know that I'm still making sense to at least some of you? Okay. All right. Cool. Nice, nice, nice. All right. Okay, so the next step may not work for some, but I'm going to do it anyway. And for those who are not able to find it, don't panic. Okay? I'll help you again later on, but not like now because I want to be able to start with the lesson at 10:30. Okay, so if you were able to find it, go to your Schoology, go to your Schoology, and you know what? Yesterday, Monday, was an even day, and all I did was help students, with their digital notebook. So don't panic, okay? Just stop, just watch the screen. Okay, now everybody now, whether you found it or not, you have to go to Schoology. Whether you found it or not, go to Schoology and click on this one. Click on this one. All right, whether you found it or not, click on this one. It should open something for you, which we need for today. So whether you found your notebook or not, you will be able to follow. Okay? Now I want you to click on this arrow going up. So it will open in a new tab, and I'll explain to you what you're going to do from there. All right. So open this arrow going up. So it will open in another tab. It just kind of slows down right now. Okay. But I have already opened it previously because I know it will do something like this when I have a lot of things open. So just leave that open in your computer, and I'm going to close it in mine so I can show you here.
I'll be here. When I just getting a paper to close my room.
Oh, okay. All right. So whether you found your digital notebook or not, you should be able to see something like this. This is available now for everybody, for all 34 of you. But I only see 19 viewers, so some of you are not in it yet. So whether you found your notebook or not, we need this today. So you should have this. You go to Schoology, week number 3, and open 1.2 multi-step equations. And everybody must have it. Very good. I have 21 viewers now. That's awesome. But there's 34 of us in the Zoom. So I want to be very close to 34 because we need this today. Everybody needs this. So whether you found your drive or not, you have to open this in Schoology. I still got 21 total viewers. I'm going to keep bugging you. Okay. All right. So for the others who are not in here yet, we're going to wait for you. There you go. We got 22 more. But for now, if you found your notebook, okay, listen to me. Um, I gotta just open my notebook, okay, guys? Give me one sec. All right. So don't forget to memorize this file name over here, okay? Because you need that. And now I'm opening your digital notebook, which does not have these pages yet. So what we're going to do is to add the pages that I shared with you. So you should have at least two things open right now. The new downloaded stuff, which is 1.2 multi-step equations, and your digital notebook. Okay, in your notebook, you don't have these pages yet. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add them. Okay? So how do we do that? Let me delete it in mine so you guys would actually see from scratch. So let me delete these 2 pages. And I'm still waiting for the rest. 22 viewers. I got 11 more who are not finding that thing in Schoology. Go to Schoology, week number 3. I'm sorry, guys. More than being a teacher, I'm a mom too. How do I download the digital notebook? Okay, Jaden, I'm gonna help you with that later on because right now, um, yeah, I can't do that right now. But I want you to download. I want you to download the 1.2 from Schoology. If you can at least open that today, you'll be good. Okay, so for those who found their digital notebook, I couldn't delete it in mine, but okay, here we go. So can you please say yes if you have your digital notebook so I know who I'm talking to in the chat? Type yes, yes, yes if you have your digital notebook. Okay. All right, Kyle, if you don't have it, honey, I'll have time for you to do it later on. Just give me 1 sec so I can um yes. All right. Okay. Yes, I know. You did not get those pages, like the table of contents. I know that's what we're gonna do now. We have to add them up. Okay, so here we go. If you don't have your notebook, it's okay. But if you do have your notebook, this is what I want you to do. You click on the top of the first slide until you see that orange line. Click on that until you see that orange line. Next, you go to File, File, Import, Import. Click on that and tell me if something like this pops up. Say okay, yes. If you don't have your digital notebook, I still need you to watch because when later on you find your digital notebook already, you're still gonna do the same thing. So, and I'm screencasting this so you can follow in the video later on. Okay, do I see any yeses? This popped up in your screen, yes or no? It should show something like this. Okay. Hi, Kyle. So if you don't have your digital notebook, um, that's okay. Wait, how do we get to that? Okay, you go to File. Okay, hang on, honey. That means I have to close this one so I can show you. I'm going to click Cancel first. I'm trying to answer Emily's question right now, which is, wait, how do we get to that? So to answer your question, Emily, you click on something above the first slide until you see that orange line on top. You see it now? And then you go to File and then Import Slides. And this must show up. Okay. Do you see it? May I have a yes in the chat or okay in the chat? And then in about 2 minutes, okay, we'll move on. And then I'll help the rest later on. Okay, cool. Now, try to find the new lesson that I shared with you today. It says 1, it didn't say import slide for me. Then you have to try to click again above the first slide until you see an orange line above it. Okay, now click on 1.2 multi-step problem solving if you guys can move on. If you guys can move on, click on 1.2 multi-step problem solving. Once you click on that, it should enable the select button over here. Remember, this is the most recent download you made from Schoology. And whether you have your notebook or not, I ask you to download this. Okay, click select. Click select. And in the next window, it will ask you what slides. It will ask you what slides to, what do you call this? To download. Okay. So what I'm going to ask you to do is select all of them because we need them today. We need all of them today. All right. Cancel. Let me do it again. File, import. Um, then where was I? I have to find that folder. It says security. If it shows in your drive, you don't have to. Um, it should show somewhere here. I just have to download it myself because it doesn't show. I just deleted my copy with all my work. I have to upload it all again. Um, Not really. What do you mean you deleted all of it? Okay. So again, I was here, right? All right. If you can at least open that, that's the one for today, and we can simply add the ones from the other days. So don't worry. The good thing about Google Drive is your file is just somewhere. It's just sitting somewhere. Okay. Yeah, and I even have a copy of everything because remember, I just keep pushing slides to you. So if you deleted yours, I could just send mine to you. Does that make sense? So that's why I said don't panic, you know? Okay. All right. So if everybody could at least open this one, the one that I shared in the chat, then you'll be fine for today. And I don't know if some of you were able to import the slides or not. But if you weren't able, I told you don't panic. Mr. Siaga is always there to rescue you, at least for this problem, okay? All right. So if you want to add slides to your notebook, just go File and then Import Slides. And then just click on whatever you downloaded recently so you can add it. All right. So I know some of us are not very successful, and don't worry. Just like what I mentioned, there is a Monday that I designed to kind of help you on that. Okay, so for now, I've um, I think we gotta move on. So if you could please open this one or download it from Schoology, that would be nice. If you could at least open that for today, you're in a good shape. You don't need other stuff but that for today. All right. Okay. Where you guys are able to open it. I would love to see a yes. Okay, got it. I'm on it. I'm on the one I need today. Or you could say I'm on 1.2 slides. Kyle, open this one for me, please. Just click on that one. That's the one we need for today. Okay. So again, it's okay, George. You can't import it because you don't have the previous slides yet, remember? Okay. So don't worry about that. We'll fix it next time. Not today though. We can't do it right now. Otherwise, we won't have time for the lesson. All right. So what you did it. Cool. So what you should be doing right now is click on the first slide if you see it. If you don't have these two, um, okay. So pretty much it's just a table of contents that we will add to your notebook. And this one, I want to talk about this, the Delta Math individual homework. And I'm so sorry, but right now I have to kind of pause my screencast because I'm not showing your scores anymore. All right. So this will be in Schoology. Now, even if you write down the answer here or write it on a piece of paper, that's okay. Or you could just keep it in your head. That's also fine. Because if you see this logo, it means you have to enter your answers in Schoology. Okay. You will have a quiz this week, not today, because I'm pretty sure we won't have time. But your agenda is already showing what we need to do for the whole week. So I've talked about your homework. I talk about the interleave review, which you must do whenever or later on after we do our live. And then hopefully by Thursday, we'll be ready for a quiz. Okay, do we have homework in Delta? Not new ones, honey. If you did all your homework, you're good. You can chill. But if 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 you do have overdue homework, then I would say yes. Okay. Love to see that smiley face. Okay. Next. Fourth page. This is where we're going to start working today. This is where we're going to start working today. So I hope that you guys see this. Right now, I don't know what's going on, but I only have 22 total viewers. And whether you have a Google Drive or not, you should be able to access this one. Okay, or maybe you're not using a Google compatible device, and I would understand that. But remember, you just have to like focus on the screen, learn as much, and I'll give you time later on to take a picture or add a screenshot. Okay? Alrighty. So I'm gonna get started with the lesson. Let me just wait for my page to load over here. It's just kind of slow. Let me lessen my windows that are open. Okay. All right. So I am now on page 4. First question. Solve for the equation that makes or solve for the variable. Can everybody like change that word to variable? Solve for the variable. I messed up on that one. That makes the equation true. Solve for the variable and watch how it will. Would love that, George. And then maybe if you can stay behind later, I'll show you where to find your notebook. Thank you, honey, for being patient. I appreciate you. All right, solve for the variable that makes the equation true. It's just a fancy name of saying just get the x by itself, pretty much, okay? All right, so this is what I'm going to do. You click on the text box over here. Okay. So you can type a text. That's one way. Or you can just simply click on the table, even without the text box, because it will let you type. So if it lets you type, click on the table. If it doesn't, use a text box. Okay, those are ways that you can write on your notebook. All right, so I'm going to type over here. So let's copy the problem. You can copy and paste. I'm going to highlight, Control C, and then Control V. Control C, Control V, and then enter. All right, so what are we going to do with that -9? Okay, I'm just going to leave the chat open. Is that okay? Can I do it on a piece of paper? Oh, yes, honey. Would love that. So I can see your handwriting. Because I'm pretty sure you write better than I do, right? Okay, so I'm going to enter and then you write down -243 because we're not going to do anything with it yet. Equals. Now we're going to multiply the -9, right? So -9 times 10 would be -90. Okay. And then negative times positive is -9 times x. Oh, it won't let you type. Honey, you have to go file and then make a copy. Because right now you're just viewing it, I think. Go to file and then make a copy of the entire presentation. Then it would let you type. Or if you've done that and it still doesn't work, then click on a text box. All right, so 9 times x is 9x. So we're going to type it like that. Okay, cool. All right, and then click enter again. Now we need to get the x by itself, so we have to remove the 90, right? So we're going to remove that 90. So if you move the 90, what will happen to the sign? The sign will become the opposite. So let's write -243. Instead of the -90, you're going to add 90. Okay? Equals, we're going to keep that 9x guy over there. Awesome. All right. Okay, and then what we're going to do is simplify the 90 and the 243. So you're going to subtract them because they have different sign and take the sign of the bigger number. So since 243 is negative and it's bigger, we go negative. And then when you minus 243 take away 90, it becomes 153. There you go. Equals -9x. All right. Now we're going to divide both sides by -9 and see what happens. So if we divide both sides by -9, we go -153 divided by -9 will be equal to x. And the final answer will be 17 equals x, because negative divided by negative is positive. But if that's your answer, you're not going to receive full credit. Every correct answer is worth 4 points. You will only receive 3. Now, why do you think Ms. Arciaga is only giving you 3? Anybody? Because the answer is what? The answer is not in standard form. And when we say standard form, it means the variable has to be on the left-hand side. And that's how you will enter your answers in Schoology as well. If they are not in standard form, they will be marked wrong. Now, if you came up with extra spaces at the bottom, you could just press delete or backspace, and it will automatically place the or put the table in its original size. All right, so that's one problem solved for you already. Okay. All right, so you have questions so far about the first example. Say something like, why did you add the 90 again? Okay, or wait, what's negative divided by negative? Why is it possible? So ask me questions like that, guys. It would be nice if we're in the classroom, but you can type in the chat. Okay, next. Just keep your questions, coming, or write them in the chat. Now, what if there's a fraction, See, that's a fraction right there. You might say, Miss Arciaga, we can't do that here. I know. So, I'm going to share something with you, which we will also be using in this course a lot. So, little by little, I'm going to make you techie. Well, you're even probably more tech savvy than I am. I'm old. I'm just pretending, You probably know this better than I do. Okay, so click on that. Click on that. All right. My phone is even Jurassic. So you probably know how to do this more than I do. You might say, oh, she's a fake. She's just pretending to know it all. Okay, so we're going to copy this. 8 plus b over negative 4 equals negative 5. Okay. So how are we going to copy that? Let's try to use the decimals. Okay. So let's go here. All right. See, you just click on the first box. You put 8 plus. Now, how do you do the division sign? That's b over negative 4. You type b and find slash. Find the slash on your keyboard. Okay, and I think there's also like an online keyboard somewhere here, but it's not showing me because of my controls. So b and then find the slash. It will automatically change it to a fraction for you. And then you put negative 4. Ignore those little things that come out. We're not going to use them yet. Okay. And then you click on the arrow to the right to move your cursor to the rightmost part. And I forgot what we're copying. What was it equal to? Positive 5. Okay. So equals positive 5. Great. Yay, so you just made your own fractional equation. Okay, cool. Now either click enter or just click on the next box and it will tell you what to do. And ignore this for now. It's because, we're not using the variables x and y. We're not graphing it anyway. We're just using the calculator portion. Okay, so now we need to get the 8 away from here, right? Because we're trying to get the b. So if we want to get the b, we have to keep this fraction first. So move the 8 over. Okay? So to do that, we're going to copy the b divided by negative 4 again. So b slash, remember, negative 4, arrow to the right to move your cursor, equals. You have a 5 over there, but this 8 moves to the right. So it will become negative 8. There you go. And then what is 5 minus 8? We know that's negative 3. So we're going to write it again. b over negative 4, arrow to the right, equals 5 minus 8 is negative 3. Okay. If you guys are planning to take, college online classes, for college credit, you should talk with your counselor because a lot of colleges are doing that right now. And while you are enrolled in high school, they are free and you will get college credit. And they do online stuff as well. So, at least you are now familiar with all the technology that they are using for their assignments online. Okay, then after this, we gotta let the B, would it be one? Oh, honey, that's a good try, but that's correct if the problem is like b minus 4, right? But it's b divided by negative 4. So what's the opposite of dividing? It's multiplying. So that means if 4 was divided, you gotta multiply it to the other side to undo it. 3, are you sure, honey? It's b equals, you gotta multiply the negative 3, right? To a negative 4 because, no worries. Okay, because this was divided, so we multiply to the other side. So the correct answer shows up over here. B is equal to 12. Okay, so now you're wondering, all right, Miss Arciaga, after we do all of that, then how do we write it? You know how to write it. Do a screenshot. I'm using a computer, so I have a snipping tool. If you are in a Chromebook, Control Shift, there's a little window above number 6. You can do that. Okay, so I'm gonna screenshot this one. You can include the answer if you want to, but I'm just gonna do it here. Okay. All right. Then I'll go to my notebook for today and paste it. It just becomes bigger, but you can resize that. Okay. So the correct answer here, then I'll just type in the correct answer. B is equal to positive 12. All right, so I demonstrated to you today how you can write on your notebook. And if you're having, so how do we copy that? Oh, um, so I'm going to leave this here right now, Jaden. What you can do is you screenshot what you see right now by pressing Control and then Shift and then the little rectangle above 6. And then you draw a rectangle around what you see here, and then something will come up on the right hand side. Let's say copy to clipboard. You do that, and then after you copy to clipboard, you go back to your notes and paste it. Okay, sounds complicated, but once you get the hang of it, you'll probably be teaching me new shortcuts. There was one student who said, Miss, you don't even have to do that, here's a faster way. He's, I don't know, control, I don't know. I think you don't have to press shift anymore, just control. So I don't know. You teach me that. Okay. I'm too old for that. All right. Okay. So there you go. We've done that already, right? So this is what you're gonna do now. Um, let's move on to the right hand side of the screen, and you will try to solve this for me. I hope to have volunteers to unmute themselves to kind of help me later on. Oh, just a reminder, because I had, a not so pleasant experience with one student last Friday. When you guys unmute yourself, even though the video on Zoom is minimized, it's kind of showing like the name of the person talking. So if you unmute yourself, you are responsible for what you say. Okay. Be safe and make it, stick to the script, stick to the math script, because if you say unnecessary stuff, the screencast is catching your name here at the bottom. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Okay, we don't want to add more complications to our already complicated world. Okay, all right, so please try any of these three numbers, whichever you like, and we hope to get some volunteers later on to help us out. Mhm. If we can at least finish one today, that will be nice. And then we're gonna finish the rest. Um, what do you call this? Later on. Would you like to type in the chat what number you picked? 1, 2, or 3? George chose 1. Amira. Oh, it's okay. All right. Shalia and Amira
Sorry, I
chose
was
1.
trying to explain how to copy and paste, but I didn't delete it, so I put one.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. And next time, like, you can also teach us here, like in the public chat. So those who are kind of, falling behind can catch up. Because even I don't know those shortcuts, honey. So I'm going to learn from you as well. Zayden chose 3. Okay. Nice. What about the others? Choose only one, guys. I'm not asking you to do all because we have limited time. Yep. I want to be able to let you go before 11:15. Okay. And sorry for going over time again. Our time should be 10:15 to 11 o'clock, but we just went over time because of the teaching the Google stuff and others. Okay, most of you chose 1. So for now, we're going to focus on number 1. Okay? All right. And continue with your number 3, Zayden. Yeah. Okay. So these ones don't have boxes, individual boxes. So what I'm going to do is, either add a text box so I can put it underneath it. There you go. So I can move the answers around. And Emily also chose 3. Awesome. Okay. So who would like to help me with number 1? Somebody unmute yourself or type it in the chat so I could just copy from your work. What's my first step if you chose number 1? You can all type at the same time. Whichever I see first. Distribute. Awesome. So 7 times 9, according to Emily, is distribute. So 63 plus 7 times k is 7k equals 84. Cool. Next. Oh, and Shalia said k equals 3. Awesome. Let's see if we get there, honey. So I'm going to subtract 63 from 84. So 7. Yep, Emily said subtract also equals 84. Take away 63. All right. And if I subtract 84 minus 63, that will become 21. And I can see where Shalia got her answer from. She divided both sides by 7, so that would give us k is equal to 3. Awesome. All right. Let's see. Emily and Zayden chose 3, so I'm going to go to number 3 next. Right here. You can add text box again. I forgot to add the 7. Oh, that's okay. Yep. All right. So for number 3, I'm going to borrow Emily's idea again, which is to distribute. Zayden, is that the same thing you did? Did you distribute? So we go 2, just type in the chat, 2 times n plus 2 times 5 is 10. Yep. Awesome, Zayden. Equals, I'm going to copy -2. All right. Then we're going to move this 10 to the right. So 2n equals -2 subtract 10. Just correct me, Zayden and Emily, if I'm doing something wrong. So -2 minus 10. All right. Then 2n equals -12. So is our answer right, Zayden and Emily? Is -6? Correct me if I'm wrong. All right. Okay. Cool. Awesome. All right. Let's finish the last one and then we'll go. Um, are you guys using any like blue light filter glasses, like zooming? Because every day I get a headache. Okay. So the -16 was divided. All right. So what are we going to do? The opposite of divide is multiply. So we're going to multiply 16 to negative 1. So let's copy n plus 5. And then negative 1 multiplied by negative 16 will actually turn them to positive, right? So n plus 5 equals 16. Cool. Can you guess what the answer now is from there? You gotta subtract 5, so n equals 16, take away 5, so n equals 11. All right. Okay, so from here, I just want to remind you of your homework. I will be publishing the interleave review. So it's going to be over here. You will do the 1.3 interleave review. We'll do the quiz next Thursday, so study. And then you have to catch up on your Delta Math homework. And I have another homework for you. We'll also go over this next time, but if I could ask you to choose one and try on your own, that will be nice. So when we talk about it, you have kind of an idea, and we can also correct if you make a mistake. So choose one, either the landscaping job or the taco and salad problem. All right. Okay, so from here, I'm going to let you go, guys. Remember your homework. I extended them for you. The deadliest deadline is Monday next week, so take advantage of that. Okay, and study, practice for a quiz on Thursday. If you wanna get some practice questions, you can actually look at your textbook. Like on the summary page, there are like questions for every lesson. Sometimes I recycle questions from there, so practice, practice. All right. Okay, bye. You guys have a good day. And remember, be grateful. It's a Gratitude Tuesday today. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome, honey. Bye bye. Bye, honey.